Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hey, cyber friends, welcome back for another vlog. This one is going to be cutesy, fun, and special. Me and my bestie have been going round for round on dates with one another. She had took me to a concert earlier within the month, and then I decided to do a cake decorating. Okay, now this was a Galentine's event, and they did theirs like a couple of weeks after Valentine's. I guess they were doing an actual Valentine class because Valentine's Day was on Saturday, and I think they only are open on Saturdays. Don't quote me on that. But we went to Tipsy Cake in OKC, and it was a good time, baby. We are getting ready to get the class started.
We about to get this party started, and we're gonna stay in your friend's room. Cheers to the girls' weekend.
Cheers,
Let's get it calm. You better watch those B words, man.
I ate the rest of that spicy honey pot before I got here. That's and you know, I didn't warm it up. It actually wasn't that hot. It was cold, so it worked out.
I'm not doing it with you. I'm really not. Oh, I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me.
So I packed something.
This is where you live, honey. Let me see what's going on. Oh, Elvin, show me around. Oh, let me see. I was shocked, honey. I was in tears almost. And it has a white refrigerator. I was like, oh, not a white refrigerator. Girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home, honey. Oh, Lord. This is what.
Now, Bestie's Day wouldn't be complete without what? Gossip and a good fun time, okay? This buttercream was working me, honey. Working me real bad. I'm not gonna lie. Cheers to the girls' weekend. So in the midst of us, getting our little cakes together, we decided to start plotting and scheming for the night, honey. And we was not playing. We said we wanted to have a sleepover, go out, come back home drunk, eat some wings, lay this cake down. We had a whole little night planned, and we did do everything we said we was gonna do. Now let me tell you this. I had no intentions on picking a pink and green cake, and I know what you're thinking. You're lying on behalf of 1908, but I promise you that's really not what happened. That's really not what went down. Especially, I don't know, I'm one of those weird people that can taste the actual dye, and pink dye, purple, and red, they have the most off-putting taste to me. So I really didn't want to pick pink. And I don't know, it was just like all the colors had fallen out of my head when it came to picking colors. So I ended up with pink. But, after everybody was done, I saw so many different colors, and I was just like, dang, I wish I would have picked something else. But again, you could always go back. All right. So what we did was on the lid, you're supposed to put 1/3, I believe, on the lid, and mix it because that's going to be the filler color. And what's in the actual bowl, that's going to go on the whole cake. So we're just mixing it up. And I really wanted it a darker green than that. Like almost the same kind of green as my bestie, as she's wearing. But baby, that was going to take too much product and too much time. I'm just trying to do what I can. But everybody in the class was just like so kind, so sweet. It was like a nice little community. Everybody was complimenting everybody's cakes and colors and decorations and designs. Like the girls was in there getting real creative. And it kind of made me think to myself, I should have did some research before I went to this class. Came in with exactly what I wanted to do, but I was just there for the vibes, just for the experience, and I had a great experience. The two owners, I think it was Sai and Ty, Tipsy Ty. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the video, but they were so cool, so kind, they were so helpful, and we just gonna do what we can. Now that we done took a little sip, let the real work begin.
Ooh, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto. Oh, you dressed all show.
Now don't ask me why I started struggling so hard. Just know that I was struggling. And you know, maybe it could have been the drinks. It possibly could have been the wine. And you thinking to yourself, there ain't nothing in wine for real. Stop playing with me. Sutter's got something in that thing, okay? When I say my besties have to be my mom and tell me all the steps that I'm missing because I'm behind. Listen, I didn't even have the gloves on. I was supposed to have the gloves on from the beginning when I was mixing the dye. And all I know is I kept making a mess. My fingers kept touching in the icing. Then the icing kept getting everywhere. I had it on the bowl. I had it on my hair. I had it on my fingertips. If you could have seen how I was going through this roll of paper towels, baby, I think I used the whole thing of paper towels by myself. But I'm just a girl, and I am trying to do the best that I possibly can do. But this part started off pretty smooth. You know, you just getting that middle layer. You don't need nothing too thick. You just need something real thin, but enough to, you know, cover up the little flakes. You don't need to see none of the little cake underneath. Now, my bestie, she a little bit of a pro. She had all types of understanding and knowledge. She liked the baking things. And I'm just now starting to get into my baking bag. Look at her. She ready. Now, I don't know how we ended up with the same colored middle layer, because hers was definitely supposed to be red. And she had them pour some more squirts in there several times. But hey, we're doing it. That's all we could do. We not gonna keep wasting these people's products. But look at that smooth little layer. You see it? You see Bestie smooth little layer? Now it's time for, again, the real work. And when I say, baby, my feelings was getting hurt when it came to spreading this stuff on this cake again. Because again, I'm still being messy. And I don't know, little clumps of the cake kept, you know, coming up and getting into my icing, messing up the smoothness and my perfectness of my icing. But I seen something on TikTok, like, because sometimes I like to watch decorators and stuff, and they be saying how they freeze the cake or whatever the case may be. And my cake was room temperature, and maybe that's what the real problem is, okay? Because them little flakes, they was about to wear me out. I was just hearing the saxophones playing the whole time as the cake was messing up. I'm telling you, if I had the proper tools, the tools that's found in the black kitchen, not none of this professional stuff, baby, I would have had that cake iced in 2.2 seconds. I just needed a nice little spatula and a spoon. I would have got every corner, every nook and cranny. And you know what I'm talking about. You know how your grandma used to use that spatula. You know how she used to put that icing on with that spoon, and it didn't do no harm whatsoever. But this first off, I don't know, it's flimsy and hard at the same time. How is that thing? How is that possible? I don't know. It's flimsy and hard at the same time. So, and then it's just unnecessarily long. Maybe if I was to take cake decorating seriously, learn all the little nozzles and stuff, for the icing and the spatulas and this, that, and the third. I can get the hang of it. I can get it down. But this is as good as it's gonna get. I've cleaned it up. You see all them paper towels in the corner? That ain't even half the paper towels that we was using. That ain't even half. We just was lucky enough we got to clean up a little bit. Now this is the part I was most excited about, but I knew for a fact I wasn't going to be the best at. First off, I understood that it was cold or frozen or whatever, and it was going to be melting. I just didn't know how fast that thing was going to melt. At first, it was coming out so stiff. Like, I could barely push it out the bag. I felt like I was going to bust the bag open, and several people in the class did bust their bags open, So I didn't want that to happen to me. I'm already going through enough. But I loved the way that my bestie was icing her cake. I wish I would have did like the flower method instead of just trying to do straight lines, because at the bottom you just see how tough it is. Then it starts like warming up, and then after that it just looks like my cake started melting on top of each other. But also, I will say, they gave us the decorations, like all the little trinkets and things that we wanted to put on top of our cake after we were done doing the icing decoration. I wish that they would have at least showed us or told us about the decorations that we were going to be able to use, because I would have figured out more of a concept of a cake if I knew the type of decorations. Like, there was a girl who did her heart cake, and she did it black. It had red icing, and then she had the little bows and butterflies, and I don't know, it was giving real Big Mama Lotto inspired. And I would have loved to do such a cake like that, but I didn't know all the little options. They had edible glitter and stencils and all types of stuff. Here I was trying to do the best cake decorator I can with the icing, because I thought the icing was it. So I'm going ham, and you see, nothing is uniform. There is nothing uniform about this cake. Baby, the pressure was getting worse. I was trying my best. I really was trying my best. Again, I was told that it was gonna melt, but again, I was so far behind on steps. I was starting later than everybody else. It was that icing, boy. That icing really took me out. I don't know why I was struggling so much mixing this little icing together, but I was. And I thought I'd do something cute, put a little heart on top of the hearts, and put me and my bestie's little initial on there. Again, the tears in the back of the video, if you can see the background, they have all the little decoration stuff on it, and I didn't know nothing about that. So again, I'm going overboard with the icing. I ain't even had to do all of this, but unfortunately I did. But no regrets. The cake was gonna get ate regardless. I have already paid my money. They have already taken my money from me. The cake was gonna be what the cake was gonna be. But this is my best attempt, and honestly, low-key, I do want to go again. I do want to try it again now that I know a little bit about what's going on. And this is what Bestie's cake is giving. That's what I'm saying. She did that. My girl did that. She knew what she was doing. And then here goes my cake. I did what I could. I tried. And I love the simplicity of my bestie's cake. And again, the tier, I wish I would have known what was all on the tier, and that we was gonna get the tier and we could do our little decorations. But you know what? Since I done AKA'd my cake out, it's not complete without the pearls, baby. It's not complete without the pearls. And I was trying to use some of the little glitter, give it a little diamond dust effect for the girls, babe. And I don't know, the glitters wasn't trying to work with me because I was only able to get just a little piece of the glitter out. Oh no, it like exploded in one area and then it was done messing with me. But I'm making sure I am being precise, the precision. Everything else ain't precise and pristine, but these pearls, they gonna be laid somewhere, somehow. And I'm proud of my cake. She may look a mess to you.
You're very gorgeous to me.
So at this point, I'm committed to the cake. I'm going to stick beside it. I'm happy. And I got big plans for this cake. Like I said, me and my girl, we're going out. We're going to have us a good time, a good drink, a good cocktail. We're going to end the night getting some wings, something hot. Not spicy for me, maybe spicy for her. We're going to come home. We're going to gab. We're going to talk our behinds off, sober up with the wings. And just when you think you can't eat no more, then we're going to cut into the slices of cake. And by golly, that was in the past. So I can tell you that's exactly how our night went. Plus some. I can tell you the night went real well for me. But if you had me on TikTok, you already know my tea from that night, baby. A nice little stud. Walked me to my car, gave me some money, took my shoes off, paid for me and my bestie's meal. It was a good time. I was outside getting treated like a princess. So this was really a great time with my bestie. And then we went to a little Sunday fun day the next day too. We was outside. It was a great weekend and I can't wait to have another great weekend with her. As many great weekends with her as I can. I love being around her. I love her energy. I love the happiness that she brings, the safety that she brings, the friendship, the sisterhood, the love. So shout out to my bestie for being my ride or die. Thanks for the dates you take me on. Thanks for, letting me take you on some dates. Thanks for being down to ride. Now let's look at our cakes.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
See you next time. Bye.